Hello all, my name is Krishnayak and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, today in this particular video, we are going to discuss about this time series versus non-time series problems. Now, many people have this specific confusion, and why specifically? Because once you understand this, then you'll definitely understand that why it is difficult to implement a time series problem statement or solve it. So we definitely require a lot of theoretical knowledge with respect to different concepts that are available in time series, like stationarity. It may be ARIMA models, Sari-Max, what is partial autocorrelation, what is autocorrelation, and many more, right? So in this video, we'll start with this, and as we go ahead, we'll be discussing about the advanced topics. Now, whenever I talk about time series versus non-time series problem, let's first of all talk about non-time series problem. Now, in non-time series problem, if I take probably an example, let's say one is regression, okay? And suppose I have a specific use case. Let's say that with respect to a specific, I have two features. Let's say the first feature is the AC sales, right? Air conditioner sales. So I have this one feature, and the next feature is basically the month along with year. Okay. So probably it may be Jan 2021, Feb 2022, like that. Okay. So suppose if I have a specific data points, let's say that I'm plotting this particular data points over here, right? Now let's consider that I have this data points, and this is basically my month or year. And with respect to this, this is my sales of the AC, right? Now in this particular case, suppose if I consider that these are my data points, probably there are various data points that will go with respect to this. Okay, I've just drawn randomly. Then what we do in this particular case, in regression case, we try to solve this with the help of a polynomial linear regression. So suppose I create this linear regression line. This is my y is equal to mx plus c. This line, I hope everybody knows this equation. Suppose with respect to any month, now once my model is actually created, and with respect to any month, suppose this is my month, I really want to predict what will be the sales. So what I will do, I will basically project over here, and I will be able to get my sales data with respect to this. So this will be my sales of the AC that may be happening with respect to this specific month. Okay. Now, over here, you can notice one thing. This is not a time series problem. Here, you are specifically, with the help of month or year, you are trying to find out what will be the sales of the AC. That is what you are trying to do. This kind of problem statements are basically called as interpolation problem statements. Okay, interpolation problem statements. Now, in interpolation, what you do is that this, if you probably understand about interpolation, this will basically give you an idea what is the exact difference between a non-time series and a time series problem. With respect to interpolation problem, whenever you have a specific data, right, you will be trying to search or trying to predict the output based on those specific date range. Suppose if I try to extend this till here, right, with respect to any kind of date within this range, okay, within this range, most of the time you will try to predict it. If I probably take house prediction also, within this date range you will try to predict. Yes, you can also definitely predict with respect to the future range, where this line will probably get extended in this way, right? So here you are specifically, what you're trying to do in an interpolation problem is that you're specifically choosing within a date range and you're trying to predict it, right? And always remember, this predictions that actually happens is with respect to the previous data that you have. So this type of problem is obviously called as supervised machine learning problem statement, right? So with respect to this, you're trying to actually predict what is the sales of the AC with respect to any kind of month, right? Suppose if I take an example of time series data. Now in time series data, this will look completely a little bit different. Here, the prediction that is done, suppose I say that, okay, on a specific day, okay, which I specifically say it as T, the sales of AC was something, okay. Suppose if I want to predict for T plus 1, that is for the next day, then I will be dependent on my previous data. That is on this time T, what was the sales of the AC, right? Suppose the sales of the AC was somewhere around 120. Now, based on this lag, I will just say this as one lag because I am going one timestamp behind. Suppose if I am actually dependent on two timestamps, then I may also go one more back, or I may also go two more back. Like I may go with respect to 3 lags, right? So in order to predict what is the output, what is the sales for this particular future time, I will be dependent on my previous timestamps, where the specific sales value I'll be able to know. Suppose in T I was actually the total number of ACs that got sold. It may be anything. It may be a month, year, or anything. Suppose there were 120 sales, and suppose before this there was 110, and before this there were 100. So in T plus 1, I will be dependent on this specific values in order to predict it. How do you determine how many lags should be done? That we'll discuss probably as we go ahead when we're discussing about auto regression, moving average and all. Okay, but just understand what is the basic difference over here with respect to the time series problem, right? So suppose if I probably have, let me just draw the graph again. So suppose if I have a specific timestamp, and with respect to this particular timestamp, this is my sales data. Okay, my sales will probably, I'll have different points. Let's say I have this point, this point, this point, this point, this point, this point. Now if I probably join this all, it'll look something like this. Okay, now my main aim is that if I want to compute for the next timestamp, let's say for this specific T, let's draw this over here. So I'm just going to put this as T. Let's say that for this T, suppose for this T, I want to predict what may be the sales that may be happening over here for any T that I am doing over here, right? Suppose if I consider this at this timestamp after this specific data, because we usually calculate the time series problem for the future data, right? Suppose this was my T and this is my T plus 1. So for this particular time, what will be my specific sale, right? So here, definitely let's say that my sales is, I have predicted my sales is somewhere over here. Okay, or if I probably join this line, it will look something like this. Let's say I have joined this line like this, right? So in order to calculate this, we will be dependent on this time lag, on this time lag, and on this time lag. Let's say my time lag is 3. That basically means I'll be dependent on T minus 1, T minus 2, and T minus 3 in order to predict this current time T, right? So this is what is the basic difference. And this step is basically called as extrapolation. Extrapolation, because in extrapolation, we only are dependent. Our main focus is just to predict the future forecasting, right? So this, in the forecasting time, I'm actually trying to search, or I'm trying to find out what exactly is the sales of that specific AC at this point timestamp, right? I'll definitely not be dependent on the previous timestamp. Let's say that I want to find out what may be the sales that will be in March. Okay, I'll be dependent on my T minus 1 time lag, that is February or January, right? So suppose if I say this is my T minus 1, this is my T minus 2. So I'll be dependent on the 2 months previous data, right? My main aim will not be that I need to predict what will be the sales in February, because I already have that specific data. So usually in time series data, what you do is that you specifically focus on forecasting, right? So this basic difference, you definitely need to know that what is the basic difference between interpolation and extrapolation. So this is a very important interview question. You should remember this, because someone may ask you, fine, can I do a time series problem with the help of regression? And there many people gets confused. Okay, so in short, if I probably write what exactly is this specific time series, okay, in case of time series, we are dependent on T minus 1, T minus 2, T minus 3. That is the previous timestamp data, which I specifically can call it as lags. Okay, this lags, right? Whether one timestamp lag or two timestamp lag or three timestamp, and our main aim is to basically forecast the data for the current time, right? And one more important thing over here is that whenever I try to compute with the non-time series data, let's say for this particular data, I'm actually trying to predict this is my point, but there will be some error. Understand, there will be some error. And similarly for all the points, there will be some error. Okay, there will be some error like this. For all the points, let's consider that I have some error, and this error will almost be, if I probably try to draw this, there will definitely be one upper margin and one lower margin, right? I will be having like this upper margin and lower margin, right? But with respect to the future forecasting that I am specifically discussing about, the error will keep on increasing like this. Okay, because let's say that I have predicted this for this particular time, I've predicted this is my sales value, and I'm probably going to use this to predict my next point, let's say over here, and next point, let's say over here. So this will keep on increasing, right? Because we are not sure like how much accurate this particular value is or how much accurate this particular value is. So there is a tendency that the error keeps on increasing, right? So this is what is the systematic way that goes on with respect to the time series forecasting. But we'll try to see how should we go ahead with respect to the forecasting and what are the specific steps that we should definitely perform with respect to all the maths, all the amazing maths that are available. This will definitely be helpful in all finance related problems where you are specifically focusing on the forecasting stuff, right? So this was just a basic idea to give you what is the basic difference between time series versus non-time series problem. And I hope one amazing interview question that you have basically got, one is interpolation and one is extrapolation. Okay, so I hope you like this specific video. Please do make sure that you subscribe the channel, and yes, tutorial 2 will soon get uploaded where I will be discussing more about different maths that are involved in time series data, and then we'll also try to solve different amazing problem statement. So this was it from my side. I hope you like this particular video. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you and all. Bye bye.